wanted to own about 100 horses and have this great big remuda of horses and be one of the top breeders in the whole world with mares and colts. Everybody wanting your horses. That was my dream when I was a little girl. When you're a cowgirl, everybody thinks that you're tough. We do have to be kind of tough to do some of the stuff. I mean, you have to, sometimes it hurts to do the stuff you're doing, but you do it anyway. A cowgirl to me is someone who takes care of the cattle, takes care of her family. I think they're loving. I mean, I don't think they're bad girls. Shadow, no, you go to the house. She's 3. What are you doing, huh? What are you doing? Yeah, every dog I have, somebody just didn't want their dog and asked me if I would take them. I mean, I feel like I'm the caregiver. I mean, I take care of the cattle. I still take care of my husband most of the times. He might he might disagree with me, but cooking and cleaning, that's the role that I play. And I probably am bossy at times. And that's when we're working cattle, because there's certain things that I do when we brand and when we wean the calves. We ride through the cows and we cut the cows out that don't have calves, and that's my job. I mean, there's certain things that I do and I probably feel like I do them better than anybody else. So I probably am bossy sometimes. What are we gonna do?
You're the manager of this place, manage.
Would it be all right if I just made breakfast burritos and just took them up there so they don't have to come all the way here for breakfast and then go all the way back around?
What do you want to do tomorrow?
The vanada, I guess. I think a lot of it is if people respect you. I mean, I think it's respect more than it is what you do or how tough you are doing it. It's if you can do things in a way and gain people's respect. I mean, that's, to me, that's what it's all about. Daddy took us to all the other ranches when he would go and work, and I know sometimes, and when I was younger, they didn't always want little girls around, but Daddy, he took us anyway. And when you're working cattle outside, I mean, you're all outside. I mean, when you have to go to the bathroom, and I mean, the men were there, and I know they felt uncomfortable with me around a lot, but Daddy, he just always took us, and they just accepted us, I guess.
Persicaria.
Well, it's painter's
palette.
I mean, painter's palette.
Yeah, that's pretty. Ooh, that is pretty.
When Mama lived down here,
I need her help.
we planted Mother's Flowers, everybody just talked about how, they still talk about how pretty Mama's flowers are. She could just make them grow. She had beautiful flowers down here.
Thank you.
And now I've got to keep it up.
Yeah, let's see. All your friends were men when you were
I
little.
know.
Your daddy's friends. Because they rode.
I grew up in a
Working.
more in a man's world than,
Yeah, you did.
I don't know, who would be a female?
There's
If-
not one.
Not anywhere?
I don't remember any. I don't know of a female hero that's a cowgirl. Do you? You know, those about Belle Starr and
She was an outlaw, though.
yeah, but who's
Annie Oakley.
Annie Oakley was the.
She was a trick rider. I
Well,
mean,
she was a ace shot.
Ace shot.
She could really shoot well.
you know, the movie I can remember you and Daddy taking us all to see was The Cowboys with John Wayne in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was our favorite movie forever. But everybody in my family loves John Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
He is our hero. And they don't make movies that good anywhere else anymore, do they?
No.
They're just
We like
good,
the cowboy movies. Yeah.
clean. They're more kind of about life. I mean, they've got morals in them.
The Frying Pan Ranch. Joanne to the Lamb, Kelly Mitchell, Sarah Mitchell, and Julie Purcell.
I'll tell Kelly she's my hero.
She got 3 first place
She
vocals.
did. We made her practice too. I mean, we would just stay on her. Bless her heart.
I know.
How old was she? 4,
5.
5? I mean, we'd have her back here and make her practice. If she did it wrong, she had to do it again. Oh, well.
She had so much fun, though.
I guess me and Robbie made her the way she
Yes,
is, huh?
you did.
I thought it was your and Daddy's fault.
No, it was you.
Daddy's arms were always meant for me. He'd hold me and then oh so tenderly.
Loved to work out here, and he worked till the day that he died. And I thank God every day for that he was here. He worked all day that day, and that night he just passed away. And he didn't have to suffer or hurt. He was just gone. But he got to go doing what he really loved. He had surgery for an aneurysm in his leg, and the doctor told him that he really shouldn't ride after he had it done. And it was probably 6 months after he got it done. He told me to go saddle his horse. Well, I was a nervous wreck. I did not want to go get his horse, but I did, and he got on him, and we rode all day, and he smiled from ear to ear all day long. And I thought, if you have to go now, then go, because he was doing what he loved. He's one person I can truly say loved his job every day. Well, my mom, when we were little, she worked in town, so I was probably in 5th grade, because we would start cooking and having stuff ready for her when she got home. I think everybody that lives out probably cooked when they were little. We didn't get to run to the store.
No, okay.
You gonna go watch Ringo with Anna?
Ringo.
You wanna go watch Ringo?
You gonna go take a bath so you can get ready to go?
You'll have to take a nap before you go.
No.
Okay, I will. we can take care of ourselves. I mean, that's one thing that we learned.
Yeah. And it doesn't take a whole lot.
No,
You
it
can
doesn't.
do with a
You
lot
can
less
do with.
than you think you can. Yeah, that's
You don't have
true.
to have things.
No, it doesn't bring you any
We like them,
happiness.
but you don't have to
Right.
have them. It's just
I
being
think
out
just
here. We just always
learning
felt.
how to love nature, learning how to appreciate our world we live in, and
We just thought we were
I know, and
luckiest people in the world to get to live here.
I know. They really did.
Couldn't
have their
figure out why
animals and-
anybody wouldn't want to live here.
I know. I wondered why they felt sorry for you, didn't you?
Well, we probably didn't have a lot when we were kids, but
No,
I
you
didn't know
didn't.
it.
No, you didn't.
We always had food on the table,
Yeah.
and we always had you and Daddy. Because we went everywhere with y'all.
Yeah, there was no such thing as a babysitter,
No, we did everything together.
whether we wanted to or not.
And my boys were kind of that way.
I know. Yeah. they
Wherever
were.
we went, they went.
Go see Ha-Ha's.
Come here, Cooper. Come here, Coop. What you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Oh my gosh, you're like an iceberg. What you been doing? I'm so glad to see you. There. That's the worst part about being a mom and your kids going with you, because they ride the younger horses that will buck. I mean, you know, you're ready for them, and they've been bucked off a lot. And sometimes they get bucked off and they don't move. They're just laying there, and my heart sinks down in my stomach because I don't know if they're all right or not. But thank God they've all been okay. They've got lots of bumps and bruises and scars, but they haven't been hurt bad.
Ha-Ha's.
Yes.
Did you know Cooper's gonna stay here while we go brand tomorrow?
You're not gonna go with us, Cooper?
Are you gonna go brand?
No.
Hey, Cooper.
Are you gonna go brand?
But I just figure if we were in town, they'd be on a motorcycle anyway, so it doesn't matter. I guess kids are gonna be kids. They just don't have, they don't have any fear. I mean, the older they get, I can see them getting more careful, but when they were younger, they had no fear of anything. Cooper, wait! Oh, holy moly! Yeah, see, we got this problem. You can just sit up here and be all by yourself and see forever. Sometimes I like to be alone. I mean, I don't like to feel alone. I know, but I like to be alone sometimes with my thoughts. Can you hear the coyotes? You can't hear them?
What does it sound like?
It's a howling noise, real high. They quit. It was a blind date, and my cousin called me and told me he had a guy that he wanted me to meet, and I'd never seen him, didn't know him from anybody, and we had a blind date, and a year later we got married. So don't go on a blind date. I mean, he takes care of his family very, very well. That's his main deal, is taking care of his family. And he has a really, really hot temper, and he gets mad really easy.
How have you tolerated me all these years?
It hadn't been too hard. Tony did ask me one time to go back to the house and just be a housewife, because we were disagreeing about how to sort some heifers off of some cows, and his way was not working, and he was hollering and screaming, and I just don't do hollering and screaming very well, and nothing I did was right, so I just rode to the pickup and got in the pickup, and he came riding to the pickup and told me I needed to go home and be a housewife. And I said, okay. Don't want to be a cowboy with you anymore today. But we did go back, and we did it the way I wanted to do it to start with, and it worked. And he'll probably tell you that's not right, but it is. I made bread. My mother doesn't want me to serve it.
Is it not?
I mean, I'm still kind of a housewife. I mean, I cook and I clean. I still have to do all of that, which I don't think is fair. I think he ought to share in those duties, but he doesn't always. I don't know if there is a secret.
It's just a lot of toleration on her part.
I didn't get mad and say anything. I would get mad and be silent for like 2 weeks. I just wouldn't talk.
Try 2 months.
And then he knew I was mad. I always figured if I got mad and started screaming and saying what was on my mind, I'd be in more trouble than just keeping my mouth shut.
Sometimes she doesn't keep her mouth shut, though.
Not now. With age comes experience.
She understands me better.
Yeah, I do. Afraid I do. He likes it in New Mexico. But we raised our family here, and
It's home now.
yeah, it's home.
Blessed are you, O Lord, our God, who makes the seventh day.
You marry for better or worse, and she got the worse and I got the better. So.
Well, we haven't had any moisture really since last spring in May. Those mesquites, their root system is so, I mean, it just sucks all the moisture, and even the cactus. And you can tell where in the spring, under all the mesquites and cactus, it'll be real green. Even when it's all the other grass is brown, it'll still be green right under there.
One thing about ranch living is there were ranches everywhere. And one rancher couldn't, we really didn't have enough land or cattle to hire a bunch of men. But if you could get your neighbors to help, and then you go help your neighbors, then it saves everybody, because you don't need to work every day, but you need to work, you need a lot of men to gather the cattle and all of that. And if you got neighbors to do it, you don't have to pay them. But they're just you know, the ranches are just going away, or they're getting so big that corporations own them now. The Mormon Church, I think, owns the 4-6 Ranch, which is one of our big, you know, famous ranches.
On the big ranches is they get to having so many heirs. There's so many heirs that they end up having to sell it to pay everybody off because
Or they don't want to work the land.
Yeah, or they don't want to mess with it, so
Get rid of it.
because they haven't really been a part of it. Because one part of the family will work it, and then the others just get money, and they want more and more money, and then
That's the end.
yeah. I mean, it's getting harder and harder. I mean, it's scary sometimes. I mean, the economy is not very good at all right now, and everything is high. I mean, and wages don't get higher, just everything you need. And even for Butch, the man that owns the cattle, I mean, the cost of medicine, feed, it's all going up. Lots of boys, when they first start out, they call it a camp job when they're single, and they don't get maybe $1,000 or $1,200 a month. It's just, it's hard sometimes to make ends meet. I mean, we're not hurting real bad, but I mean, you never know what's around the corner. I liked a year and a half getting my college degree before I got married, and I should have gone back to school and got my degree. But when I got married and started having kids, this is what I wanted to do, and this is where I wanted to raise them, was on the ranch. But I keep trying to talk my kids into going back and getting something, just some kind of degree. But I mean, they both say the same thing I do. Well, this is what I want to do. You just fall in love with this way of life, and you don't think you need anything else. But it would be smart if they would get their degree. Jake, when you start swinging it and swinging it and swinging it, and then throw it like that.
Okay.
You're not even watching it. And you still caught it. TJ was married. He's been divorced for 2 years. I hope someday he finds a nice Christian girl that he can have a family with. I hope he has some more kids. A little girl would be nice. Or a little boy, it really doesn't matter now. Little boys are pretty fun. I just think it'd be nice to have a little girl to dress up in dresses.
Where are you gonna roll?
Down this road, and you go down in the bottom of that canyon, and there's a whole bunch of those cedar trees like that out there in a great big circle, and we always thought that's where the Indian chiefs put his teepee, so that's where we'd put our tents and bedrolls. That's where we slept. It's kind of embarrassing to be saying that when you're 50 years old, but we did. We thought that's where the Indians the chief slept, so that's where we stayed. Then we'd ride our horses back up here. We'd bring our horses, just great big backyard. But it was fun.